Well, good afternoon. 111. That was the date that I began doing videos. 1 January 11th, 2011. 1111. Anyway, the title for today is Where Are the Promised Changes? Frankly, I have no clear inspiration regarding a title or topic for today. What I do have are lots of questions. It was good to see Obama, with some help from Putin, back down on plans to escalate the war in Syria. I don't think the warmongers can get public support anymore. Too many know the game now. The only people in favor of war are those who are part of the military-industrial complex and, of course, the international bankers, who always make huge profits from every war they instigate. That being said, the really big changes we need to create a better world without violence require funding. So many world trusts exist that could easily finance everything we need. Somewhere there is a bottleneck that has to be removed in order for the promised changes to occur. Lots of questions remain. When, what, how, who? I sure wish I had solid answers. Today for me is one of those blah days, and it's a Monday. I have a lot of work to do, and I did make some progress here this morning, and I'm expecting to get back to work here after I finish this video. I wanted to get it done and not wait till later in the afternoon, which is why I started now. But as I sat down at the computer, my mind was pretty much a blank. But what I said in the blurb regarding World Trust is absolutely true. Not only the Swiss Indo and the World Trust there, but the Saint Germain Trust, and there are so many. I mean, I don't even know all the names of all of the trusts, but over the course of years, I have seen so many trusts, and the truth of the matter is, our world runs on trusts. Everything is done with trusts, and the governments actually are vacant. They're corporations, subcontractors, because the positions of government in the United States anyway are vacant, and that was determined recently by Rod Class and some of his federal lawsuits that are going on, some of the federal court hearings that are going on, where it was revealed in black and white that that nobody holds legal, or I should say lawful, office in the United States. All of the United States offices, that includes the states and the counties and the cities, they're all held by imposters. It's all a fraud. And that's one of the banking scandals. As I said, the banks have always created the wars. They have instigated and financed them. They bought governments. They've bought our television stations and all of our media conglomerates. They have bought our institutions, and they fund only the projects that they want funded, the things that can make money, like we said did I say that in one of the recent videos, or was that a conversation I was having? I don't remember, about Edison and Tesla. Edison, wanted to make money, and Tesla wanted to benefit humanity. Two different mindsets. Tesla is the real hero. Edison is the goat, because he was the capitalist, and capitalism must die. And I'm not in favor of communism either. I'm in favor of free enterprise. But the thing that I'm pointing out in today's video is about funding. What it takes to change the world is to take control of the world's wealth away from the international bankers that have controlled it for decades, if not centuries. Probably centuries. The Rothschild family has controlled it in Europe, and the Rockefeller family has controlled it in the United States, pretty much. And of course, J.P. Morgan and all the names that you've heard bantered around in the alternative media for a long time now. But these are the people that have to be stopped. I don't know what it's going to take to stop them. That's what I said. When, what, how, who? Who's going to stop these insane people who want to control the world. There is enough money, enough wealth, enough value on this planet that nobody needs to go homeless. Nobody needs to go hungry. Nobody needs to live without good drinking water. Nobody needs to be sick. Nobody needs to have anywhere near the amount of problems we have. They are all artificially created by the monetary system and by those insane bureaucrats that want to run everything and they want to control everybody's life. Just recently, I got news of another young lady from down under. This one from Australia. The other one, was it Carrie Campbell, a month or 6 weeks or so ago, that was arrested in New Zealand. And just a couple of days ago or whatever, there was a young lady in Australia, Piet Morgan, I think was the name, if I remember correctly. And she was arrested. And these are women that are courageous enough to stand up and tell the system, look, you don't have any authority. You're imposters. I did watch the arrest video. Actually, it was 30-something minutes long. I did watch that yesterday of Pieta, if that's how you say her name. In any case, she was telling the truth. She was telling the police that were there to arrest her, you don't have authority. You have no contract with me. And she's right. Everything in this world, it runs on contract. But the truth of the matter is, the people that are financing everything are criminals. And so they've not properly trained the police. They've not properly trained the military. They've not properly trained humanity, so that we don't even know what to look for. Of course, many people are waking up and they're starting to educate. We're starting to educate ourselves because of the internet. But most people are still deaf, dumb, and blind, totally unaware of how the world really works. And yet, we have within our grasp, or at least almost within our grasp, the potential of turning it all around, of an antiadromia, the reverse flow of energy, and all it requires is to wrest control of the monetary system from the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and the cabal that has run it. I made the quote, or I gave the figure the other day. There needs to be 30,000 arrests, and then was it Benjamin Fulford or somebody? Maybe it was Benjamin Fulford that said no. It's 40,000 people need to be arrested, and these are top key people. The promised changes cannot happen until we take control of the monetary system, refinance and restructure the military and the police departments, give them new marching orders so that they are to protect the rights of the people instead of the rights of the corporate governance. And the corporate governments are fraudulent. The banks are fraudulent. It's all fraud, folks. I've been trying to tell you that for a long time. I've known about this for a long time. And sometimes it gets frustrating when you see things like Piazza get arrested and you see things like Kerry get arrested. And these are courageous people. And these are just ones that I'm aware of. I'm sure it happens every day to somebody that's falsely arrested. And virtually all arrests are false, because where there is no victim, there is no crime. And states and corporations cannot be victims because they're not real. They're artificial creations that are supposed to be operating on public trust. Even a corporation is supposed to be operating as a public trust. Even if it's for profit, it's still a public trust. It operates on behalf of humanity, but everything has been inverted and turned around in our world. And so we don't see the changes that the mystics and the prophets have promised us from time gone by. We don't see the kingdom of heaven manifesting on earth because criminals have been allowed to run the show. And that all needs to be turned around. And it's turning around. I mean, some days I can see it so clearly. And then there's days like today where I feel blah. And I'm wondering, damn, what's happening? You know, when's it going to really happen? When's it going to be tangible? And then there's the people that, and some of my very good friends, who think that all they have to do is keep peace within themselves, and that's going to change the world. Well, I wish it would. I don't believe it, but I wish it would. I believe what we need is we need to be facing squarely the situation in the world and addressing the issue. The more of us that speak out on these things, the more of us that take these things to heart and decide to take action, even if the action is only talking about it, because all of that raises consciousness. It doesn't raise consciousness just to sit in your silence and acquiesce and allow whatever the world is doing to keep on going. No, we have to turn it around. That is an inside-outside job. We've got to change ourselves around so that we stop listening to the matrix bullshit, excuse my expression, to the matrix programming, and we break ourselves away from that. We deprogram the matrix in ourself, and then we reprogram ourselves with truth. And truth means everybody is free. Everybody has rights, and those rights are unalienable. Nobody can touch them if you live in a just society that honors the public trust. But when you have criminals, they don't care about the public trust. All they're trying to do is make more money for themselves. That's why there's the threat of wars, and it's why we have a history of warfare. And if you really look at these things, folks, you'll know that it's the bankers that have always, for as long as any of us have been alive, and a lot longer than that actually, they've always financed both sides in every conflict because they win no matter who wins and loses the war. And truthfully, in war, there are no winners other than the banks. They're the only ones that come out ahead. Everybody else comes out losing, and truthfully, because the bankers are only human too, they lose too. They just don't realize they're losing because they're the most blinded and the most ignorant of all the people on the planet. And they keep everybody else in more ignorant than they are, but truly they are the most ignorant because they don't realize the karmic debt that they are storing up for themselves and the price that they're going to have to pay to reconcile and balance the scales of justice. Anyway, I've talked almost 13 minutes, going on 13 minutes now without having anything to say. So I appreciate you listening, and I'm not going to say any more. Thank you. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.